The following is a special presentation of Real Presence Radio. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the night's Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. For the night's Game Day Show, here's your hosts, Brett Byler and Dan Johnson.
And welcome to the world's only Corn Palace here in Mitchell, South Dakota. Brett Byler, Dan Johnson with you for some boys basketball tonight. AA boys, the season is winding down. Only 4 more regular season games left before the Sweet 16. We have 2 teams trying to get into the Sweet 16 with O'Gorman as the number, I believe, 3 seed in power points right now. Mitchell's down a little ways. O'Gorman on the season 11-5, ranked number 2 in state. They moved up from 3 to number 2 in the rankings on yesterday. Well, Mitchell is 1-13 on the season. We will be video streaming this. We have the streams kind of froze right now. I'll be working on that in the pregame show just to get that back up and running. You can listen on 94.5 tonight, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com. We have 2 teams with 2 coaches that are familiar with each other. Coach Todd Neuendorf, first year at Mitchell, was an assistant for Coach Derek Roby at Aberdeen Central for many years. Coach Derek Roby's alma mater is Mitchell. He grew up here in Mitchell, went to high school, played under Coach Gary Munson, so kind of a homecoming of sorts. The O'Gorman Knights are coming off an exciting win Saturday night over Brookings, a game which they trailed down by 8 in the fourth quarter, played some tight defense, came back, won it on the Zach Norton three-pointer with about 30 seconds left. Let's talk first about that Brookings-O'Gorman game on Saturday. What were your thoughts just on the game, how O'Gorman's energy was throughout the game, and just thoughts on that one?
Reference their energy. The energy the first half was not that good. I thought they were very quiet and they weren't running up and down the court, getting back in transition and stuff. But I think the second half turned around for them. In the fourth quarter, they came
playing pretty hard.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time, and good luck tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman.
All right, thank you.
That was Mitchell boys coach Todd Neuendorf in his first year at the helm. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll have Coach Derek Roby.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on Real Presence Live, it's Straight Talk from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Central.
You're addressing critical Catholic
Welcome
issues
back
in a fun way.
Straight Talk is your opportunity to share questions and comments on topics relating to the faith or on things happening in the world around us with our local hosts and priests.
My question is...
I have some questions about the bishop.
Very good questions.
Thanks for the guidance.
Straight Talk, 9:30 to 10 Central, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings on Real Presence Live.
Tonight's Game Day Show brought to you by First Premier Bank Card. I'm now joined by Sioux Falls O'Gorman coach Derek Roby. You're coming off a 52-50 win at home over Brookings to keep that home record to 7-0 on the season. Just talk about the energy your team had Saturday. I thought it was kind of, I don't want to say iffy, but just felt like it was a normal home energy because you played so well at home the first 6 games, and then the last 6 minutes you really picked it up. Just thoughts on that first off.
Well, and that's kind of what I was just thinking of when you said the energy level. I was thinking to myself, or the lack of energy level. I didn't think we came out of the gates like we needed to against a pretty scrappy Brookings team. I don't know if we overlooked them because of their record-wise, but got out coached, got out played. I don't know what the deal was, but we weren't ready to play, bottom line. And like you said, Brett, I just don't think we played with the same intensity level that we have shown in this particular building. So hopefully it's a learning experience. We're certainly happy that we were able to maybe dodge a bullet and get the W.
And boy, I don't know if I remember our outside shooting being worse this year than it was Saturday night. As a good rounded team, you have really good post players as well, and I thought in the first half, Jeremy Jones did a great job when he came in off the bench, and then in the fourth quarter, Okoye kind of took over as well.
Well, I thought, if it wasn't for Jeremy Jones, we don't win that basketball game. We brought him off the bench. He's been a starter for us. We were hoping that this kind of settled his game a little bit. I thought maybe he's always been kind of pushing his game as of late, and we thought, you know what, let's let him come off the bench like he did in the first couple games where he really played well, and we thought, well, maybe that'll help. And I thought he just did a great job of settling in and getting the garbage looks, if you will, meaning going to get rebounds, getting pushed to the hole, some of the other things that we weren't doing with the other guys. guys. Like you alluded to, Brett, we're casting away from the parking lot and everybody else shooting the basketball. And our rule has always been pretty similar within our culture of basketball here, is that, if you miss two long ones, get a push to your third one, it needs to get a push to the hole, get it going. And I don't think we did a very good job with that. Our guys just kept casting away, and that's not a way to get you warmed up, if I could use that expression. So with that being said, again, hopefully we're learning from it, because that could be a team where we're matched up with in postseason. We'll see.
And now tonight, Coach, we have Mitchell. We've seen them twice now. This is our second time. We saw them in the Mike Miller Classic on December 28th, winning that one 67-43. We did a great job forcing a lot of turnovers, leading to easy baskets in that first game. This Mitchell team, though, a lot improved. They are a younger team, but they've had some really close games against Lincoln, Huron, Brookings. They lost in Brookings in overtime. So this is an improving Mitchell team we're going to see. What do you know about them right now, maybe compared to when we saw them earlier in the season?
Well, I couldn't have summarized it any better than what you just did. It's a young basketball team that's really taken huge steps along the way, especially as of late. Their 1-12 record or whatever they are doesn't really give you a good indication, because you look and they could have very easily won, I'm going to say, 5 or 6 basketball games. They're
lost 5 by less than 5 points.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that record doesn't really indicate the type of team they are, especially at home in the Corn Palace. They can heat it up, and I think tonight's game will be harder than the Brookings game. I really do. I really believe that. And if we're not ready to play in the Corn Palace, we could give them their second win of the year.
What's a few things we need to do tonight well against Mitchell?
Well, we can't panic, and we have to, meet their intensity level and get all those hustle points, because, again, we are playing in the Corn Palace, and they're looking to turn the corner. So I guess first and foremost, we have to get stops and again, take care of the basketball on our end, and again, get all the hustle points. That means maybe taking a charge, maybe getting a big rebound. We can't just wait for somebody else to get it going, and we have to come ready to play.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Brett.
And that was O'Gorman boys basketball coach Derek Roby. That was a night's game day show brought to you by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the night's tip-off and starting lineups. Stay tuned.
Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses prepare for retirement. Financial Benefits Company's philosophy is safe principal, positive return. You can reach John Fritsch at 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Catholic Radio.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Sport involves more than the movement of the body. It demands intelligence and the disciplining of human will. It reveals the wonderful structure of the human person, a spiritual being, a unity of body and soul, created by God. On Real Presence Radio, this is O'Gorman Knights Basketball. Today's game is brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Hagen Chiropractic Clinic, Mini Critters, Barnett Vision Clinic, Crossroads, the Barnes DeMoore Group Financial Advisors at Morgan Stanley, Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, Jeff Alvey with Fair Tax Inc., John Fritsch with the Financial Benefits Company, Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agent Heath Dickelman, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, First Premier Bank Card, Sioux Equipment Company, Ide Bailey, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, Big Rig Barbecue, and Jameson Rounds Managing Partner of Value Visor.
With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights Basketball, here's Brett Byler and Dan Johnson.
And we're at the Corn Palace. The game is underway. A little bit of an early start between O'Gorman and Mitchell. The Knights with the ball in their first possession. We're going to get into a lot of the keys to victory and starting lineups on the next dead ball. Here is a Knights press, passing around the perimeter. Luke Ronsick with it. Corner is Norton, who hit the game winner the other night. Misses it. Okoye tips it out, and Sukup has it for the Colonels. Here comes Derek Factor up the front court. So the starters for Mitchell, Keel Nelson, Derek Factor, Carter Jacobson, Caden Hinker, and Caden Sukup. For the Knights, Okoye, Luke Ronsick, Zach Norton, Jack Cartwright, and Kenyon Bauer. Norton's been in the starting lineup now the last 2 ball games. A turnaround hook shot is good by Hinker, the 6'6 freshman for Mitchell. Dan, what are some keys to victory for O'Gorman tonight?
Well, we need to come out and be aggressive. We had 22 turnovers that first game with Mitchell here back on December 28th. Come out with energy out of the gate. We didn't have no energy come out of the gate against Brookings. We have the knowledge. We have the juniors and seniors. Mitchell has a lot of sophomores and freshmen, so we have the knowledge and everything. And to me, it's mentor versus apprentice because Todd was Roby's assistant up in Aberdeen years ago. So now it's apprentice with the going in with his old boss. So
well, the apprentice, his team's up 4-0 as Carter Jacobson with a backdoor cut. And Dan, we saw O'Gorman give up quite a few layups on those backdoor cuts against Brookings.
We gave away about 3-4 of those.
And now Jack Cartwright gets the Knights on the scoreboard. Cartwright, the 6'3 junior, hits the three-pointer on the year. He is a 39% three-point shooter. Looking like his brother Matt out there.
His brother Matt's at Augustana Vikings right now.
He is the leading scorer for the Vikings. Loose ball now. Colonels Carter Jacobson picks up. Knights in the man-to-man defense. If you're watching the video stream, the Knights are in the blue tops, blue bottoms. And that foul is on the floor as the Factor shot went in, Dan, but they're not going to call the continuation. It's on the floor.
And the crowd didn't like that.
Luke Ronsick gets the foul, his first, O'Gorman's first team foul. Down low is Jacobson, another layup. Mitchell, Dan, has 3 possessions, 3 baskets.
And that coming out of the gate early is not working.
No. That keys to victory right now in the first 2 minutes is not working. Here's Okoye. Thought about the 3 all the way with a nice finger roll. Okoye.
I like the way when he attacks a basket like that. And he's going to intimidate that freshman.
Yeah, there's no need for him to settle. Do that. He had an open shot. Went from a good shot to a great shot. Here is Jacobson around Norton. And that's a steal by Okoye. He had 5 steals in the first matchup on December 28th. Thought about the 3, pulls it out. Here is Luke Ronsick off the screen by Kenyon Bauer. Looking for Okoye. Back to Jack Cartwright. Nice passing around the perimeter. Here is Norton driving in. Met by Factor, is blocked by Derek Factor. Keel Nelson has it, loses it. And it's Mitchell Ball. Kind of blocked out by the baseline there.
Wow.
Mitchell, some fancy passing. Here is Caden Hinker. Back out to Jacobson. Thought about the 3. Dribbles in. Hits Okoye. Wild shot. Misses.
Lucky Okoye didn't get fouled. Call for a foul on that one.
I think it's a rule of verticality. I think he was, even though he made some contact, he was straight up. Here is Norton. 3-pointer. Good. Zach Norton for 3.
So now O'Gorman goes up 8-6 after a 6-0 run.
First lead of the game for the Knights here. 4:15 in the first quarter. Mitchell 1-13 on the season. The Knights are 11-5. O'Gorman moved up the AA rankings from 3-2 in yesterday's rankings. Mitchell needing some wins to just make it into the Sweet 16. Hinker, a wild shot. Dan, is blocked by Okoye.
Nice block.
So now the Knights are going to push it. Here's Norton back out to Cartwright. Over to Okoye. Cartwright off the screen by Okoye. Dribbles in all the way. Scoop shot is good. 5 early points for Jack Cartwright.
I like it how they're spreading that offense out, and the Mitchell defense is on man. It's coming out and then leaving that paint wide open to drive that. So that's what, 2 drives there?
Absolutely. Yeah, 2 layups. The Okoye layup from the top of the key in that one, as Nelson looked like he lost it out of bounds to the referees and give it to the Colonels.
Okay, here comes Jeremy Jones in number 22, the senior, and number 44, Eddie Myler, the sophomore center. So we got Cartwright, Jones, Norton, Ronzik, Myler in for the Knights.
And we do got to mention that Cole Brune for O'Gorman, he is not playing tonight with a high ankle sprain. He's kind of game to game talking to Coach Roby on Monday at O'Gorman. So wish Cole good luck on getting his recovery. He sprained that ankle against Brookings Saturday.
Jones with the defensive rebound.
Here comes Norton with it. Over in the corner to Jack Cartwright. To Luke Ronzik. Here's Jeremy Jones posting up Keel Nelson. Nice pass, and Ronzik's blocked by Caden Hinker. Here comes Factor, who almost lost on the fast break. Coast to coast, a crazy wild shot, misses it. Hinker, scoop shot is good by the freshman.
Game 8-10. Gorman leads. 2:45 to go here in the first quarter at the world's only Corn Palace.
Coach Derek Roby, a Mitchell alum.
If this place could talk, the basketball that's played here over the years. Oh, my gosh.
More years than I've been alive, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Zach Norton, another three-pointer.
And the entertainment that was here. Lawrence Welk was here. Brett, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't know who that is.
This was the mecca for entertainment back in the 50s and 60s.
So there's the steal by Cartwright as Myler hits the deck.
Oh, nice dive.
Jack goes all the way, yes, and it counts.
Here we go to the line for one. Knights up 15-8. Cartwright will shoot the one to make it a 3-point. And we're going to have Brandon Fisher, 42, coming in for Luke Ronzik.
Brandon Fisher might be a beneficiary of Cole Broom being hurt, getting more minutes tonight because of that.
And Mr. Fisher has played wonderful when he comes in. So it's nice to have those players.
Yes, he's very effective.
Okay, Norton's going to go out. Canyon Bauer, the Gatorade Player of the Year for South Dakota, is back in for football. So
Cartwright is a 74% free throw shooter on the year. Free throw is up and good. 16-8, O'Gorman. 2:07 left in the first quarter at Mitchell. Brett Byler, Dan Johnson, Real Presence Radio. You can watch the video stream going to YouTube. Search Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls. Also 94.5, 91.3 FM. Online at yourcatholicradiostation.com and on your free mobile app as well. Search Real Presence Radio, download that app, and then go to Sioux Falls 91.3. So Mitchell kind of stuck on 8 points now. Getting a download of Hinker. Nice spin move. Reverse is good.
Freshman and sophomore there. That's a sweet move by the freshman.
You give Hinker a little bit of time in the weight room, Dan, this summer. He's going to really kind of get him a little more muscly.
He needs it.
Jeremy Jones's pull-up's no good, and Keel Nelson skies for the rebound. Into the ball game now is Ben Helloyd for Mitchell. Hinker, a turnaround, not shy, misses it. Jones with his second rebound.
Hinker's not afraid to shoot.
Ooh, dangerous pass. Somehow got through to Cartwright. Is that a block or a charge, Dan?
Block. He was moving.
So it's Caden Hinker gets the blocking foul.
Second team foul for Mitchell. 107, Knights up 16-10. With what, 8 to nothing, 8 to 2?
It was 6-0.
6-0.
Yeah. Mitchell scored, Dan, on their first 3 possessions of the game. Kind of like Brookings. Actually, Brookings did as well.
Okay, Okoye's back in.
So Okoye hands off to Jones. Dribbles in, and out. Gets his own rebound. Back up, misses. Ronzik fighting for it, and Keel Nelson gets it.
Don't foul.
So 54 seconds left. 16-10 O'Gorman.
2 chances underneath. 3. They had 3 chances underneath there.
So Mitchell with it. Here comes Jacobson all the way in. Over Bauer, no good. And it is
O'Gorman
ball. Zach Norton, Dan will check in for Brandon Fisher.
Give him a little bit of a rest. He got about a minute and a half rest. 16-10, 35 seconds. Exactly what the shot clock had. So
we'll see how low O'Gorman gets the clock down before they go offensively. Usually it's about 10 seconds is about the time where teams start actually moving it if they want to kind of hold for that last shot, so to speak. 18 now. Norton with it, top of the key.
Look at the defense that Mitchell's putting on. They're not.
Good job by Helloyd.
Oh, yeah.
Face guarding Luke.
Yeah, he's right on Ronzik.
Norton steps into the three-way short. Ronzik gets it. Out to Bauer for three, no good. And that's how the first quarter will end. So good defense, Dan, by Mitchell on that last possession. After one quarter at the world's only Corn Palace, it's Sioux Falls O'Gorman 16, the Mitchell Colonels 10.
Morgan Stanley values long-term relationships with its clients. I'm Andy Demore, financial advisor with the Barnes Demore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office. Thad Barnes and myself know that building relationships begins with getting to know each client. We can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs.
Andy and Thad can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
Big Rig Barbecue brings a Texas-style barbecue to South Dakota. They use a real wood smoker for all their meats every single day. Big Rig Barbecue serves sliced brisket, pulled pork, chicken, and ribs. They offer pre-orders for smaller events and gatherings and cater for large events including parties, meetings, and graduations. Big Rig Barbecue's new sit-down location is on the corner of 41st and Minnesota. Their website, bigrigbbbq.net.
And we are back to the Corn Palace in Mitchell, South Dakota. What a fun venue to be at, Dan, for a high school basketball game.
Oh, you can't beat this place. Like I said earlier, if this place could talk, the basketball in South Dakota has been played here. Everybody's come through and played on this court.
Well, this thing, you got Gary Munson, who's coached here for all those years at Mitchell, too. So a lot of nostalgia, I think, is a good word for it.
Not just Mitchell Colonels, but different teams across the state. Different colleges have played here.
Mike Miller's played here in his high school career a lot. You know, you can just go on and on. Dakota Wesleyan plays here.
You know, back in my day, we used to have the SDIC, South Dakota Intercollegiate Conference, was here. 3-day tournament over the Christmas, New Year's, and this place was packed.
So it's 16-10 as we start the second quarter at the Corn Palace. And the Knights leading the Colonel boys. O'Gorman in the blue tops, blue bottoms. Mitchell the home white tops, white bottoms. Cartwright misses a three. Here is Norton, rebounds it out to Luke. Luke dribbles in. Over to Okoye wide open for the finish. That's Okoye's fourth point of the ball game.
I like how he going to go up and shoot, and here's Okoye standing all by himself. Just dished it off. Nice heads-up play.
As a big guy, they teach you keep the ball up high. Don't bring it down to where the guards can take it away, and Okoye did a good job there. Travel. What do you think of this Mitchell team, Dan? We didn't see them because we didn't travel up here because of the weather on December 28th. What's your impressions of them through the first 8 minutes of the ball game?
Their record does not show the talent on the floor. I'll just say that way. For being 1-13, they don't look like a 1-13 team.
They don't, and they're very well coached by Todd Neuendorf. A miss by Norton and a follow by Okoye.
Okoye's got 6, 20-10 now. The Knights double it up. 6:48 here in the second quarter.
And that's where the Knights stand, especially being a veteran team, can use that size and strength where you can just see just a lot stronger physically, you know, if you look at player to player, O'Gorman to Mitchell. Knights in that tough man-to-man. Let's see, looks like it's a man that Luke's playing off his guy.
Yep.
He's always looked like a zone to me. Ronson is playing so far off his guy, but it's a man. Helloyd with a nice shot.
Right over top of Cartwright.
Ben Helloyd, the 6-foot sophomore, with a nice basket. Kind of stops the bleeding for now for Mitchell. Okoye lost it out of bounds, an unforced error by O'Gorman.
Okay, it'd be Mitchell ball. Gorman's got a chance to get over that 10-point hump, get it up to 12 or 13, 14 to kind of start pulling a little bit, but now it's the Mitchell back in at 8. We'll see what they do here.
And this Mitchell team, Dan, they were only lost to 3 at home to Lincoln on January 15th, and their season opener lost by 1 to Huron, so they play well here at the Corn Palace. And there's a foul, yes, and it counts.
And that's their three-pointer, so they're going to.
Derek Factor kind of got sandwiched between Bauer and Okoye.
His first foul.
That will be the second team foul.
Chance to bring it within 5 here for Mitchell.
So Factor bends the knees. Shot is up on the free throw is short. Rebound by Keel Nelson as the Knights didn't box out the shooter. Those are little things that drive coaches crazy and give them gray hairs if they have hair, Dan. A lack of boxing out and mental mistakes. Coach Roby has a nice head of hair on him.
Daughters will do that too, Brett.
Okay. Dan has 3 daughters, folks.
And Eric Coy just picked up his second straight foul.
So in a matter of what, about 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
Coy has now 2 fouls.
And Hinker's going to go to the line again.
Hinker goes to the line quite a bit on the season. This will be his 84th and 85th attempts. He's a 69% free throw shooter. Averaging 14.5 points for a freshman. Pretty impressive player. I wish I was 6'6" when I was a freshman. That's crazy.
That name, folks, you want to put that in the back of your memory bank. Okay, now they within 4. We're up by 10 a little bit ago. That's 6-point spread in about 30 seconds.
And then you have Okoye who's still in there, Dan, with his 2 fouls, so he has to be careful. I almost assumed they just took him out. I looked, and there he still is. So the nice move around the perimeter. Mitchell in a zone defense, a 2-3. Ronsick, corner 3 in front of the Mitchell bench, scores it.
That's critical. Very critical.
Kind of those shots like there kind of sap the energy out of you. You know, you get close by 3 or 4, and then the other team just hits a 3, and it's all of a sudden it's back to 7. 23-16, 4:59 left second quarter. O'Gorman Mitchell boys tonight from the Corn Palace in Mitchell.
I like the intensity from the team they put on when the night score. When Luke got that 3, the whole team stood up.
And that is Keel Nelson, the 6'3 senior, dribbles in and scores on the driving layup. And here the Mitchell student section is right underneath where Dan and I are at. Okoye all the way, passes it out. Dangerous pass. Norton with it. Here is Cartwright's runner is good. Jack Cartwright has 9 points.
Gorman, who called the timeout? Mitchell?
Coach Roby called
Roby
the
did? He wants a full. 30. He changes to 30.
25-18, the Knights leading the Mitchell Colonels. We're going to make an announcement just because the state website's wrong. So the O'Gorman girls will play Mitchell on Saturday, this coming Saturday, February 16th. The varsity tip-off is 3 o'clock, folks. I know the state website says 7 right now. It is 3. So we'll be on the air, Dan and myself, about 2:40 on Saturday. Maybe a little bit earlier, keyer time, we'll see. But there'll be video streamed and broadcast. O'Gorman girls and Mitchell. And Dan, Mitchell's girls 9-6, coming off a 12-point win over Harrisburg the other night.
Yeah, and that was a shocker. I mean, so Mitchell's playing some. You know, this whole state, this round of 16 is nobody is guaranteed anything.
No.
I mean, there's been so many upsets. Look at, I'll go back to boys. Watertown beat Yankton last Friday night. Who saw that coming? And
that was the same. And then the next night, you see the Harrisburg girls fall to Mitchell by 12.
Yeah.
This Mitchell girls team, they're kind of veteran now. They played a lot. About 3 years ago, they played a ton of freshmen. These freshmen now are juniors and seniors and got some experience under their belt and well coached by Wes Morgan. So that should be a fun one Saturday night. O'Gorman girls only have 2 regular season games left, Dan.
Hit a turnover by Mitchell, so the Knights bringing up in transition.
Norton got it back. He lost it. And now it's Jeremy Jones underneath. That's Jeremy's first basket. Jeremy had a game-high 15 Saturday against Brookings, was our player of the game.
Knights back up by 9 here, 3:41, 27-18.
Here is Caden Hinker, guarded by Canyon Bauer, getting the assignment now in the 6'6 Hinker.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Defense.
Factor all the way, misses, gets his own rebound, rushed it, missed again. Jones, here comes Cartwright. To Jeremy Jones, spins, baseline. Lucky there, got it back. Here's Norton, three-pointer, no good, and Factor at the rebound.
That was a nice play, though. Nice look by Jones. Oh,
Mitchell dodged a bullet there.
Look at who we got coming in.
The house.
The house.
Oh, almost threw it away. Ben Helloyd in for Mitchell. Dan, Mitchell only plays about 6 players. We've only seen 6 so far tonight. Carter Jacobson, nice drive around Cartwright.
And he knew to back off. He didn't want to give a foul.
So Jacobson has 6 points now. He had the first 4 for Mitchell. Has now scored his 3rd basket.
27-20, 2:39 here in the second.
Fast-moving first half. Norton back out to Jones. Dribbles baseline. Oh, my. He got that. I don't know how that went in.
How did he do that? I'm going to have to look at that one later.
Keel Nelson, I thought, had a clean block, and it just kind of muscled it in.
Knights back up by 9, 29-20. 2:15 in the second quarter here at the world's only Corn Palace.
Here is Keel Nelson. A lot of dribbling. Could get a 5-second call if he's not careful. Down low now is the Factor. Oh, missed the layup. Factor's missed about 3 layups in the first
Looked
half.
pretty good.
All right.
What did Roby say?
Take care of the basketball. And Ronsick just does the opposite. And we got a loose ball foul, I think, on Jeremy Jones, maybe?
Yes. Okay, Jones, his first one, the 4th team foul in the house. Tonight is number 50, Brady Beck is in.
I'm also told he's Michael Promis's neighbor, so for what that's worth. Michael is our play-by-play guy, voice of the Knights, who has a better job tonight, dad, than being a broadcaster. His wife, Erin, gave birth to their first child on January 28th, so that's why you're listening to my voice instead of Michael for the rest of the season. Don't worry, he'll be back for football.
Little Maxwell
Promise.
Oh, a 3-pointer.
And Mitchell hanging in there, Dan, now only down by 6 after Keel Nelson drains the 3. 29-23, $1:20 left in the second quarter.
He's 37% from three-point line. Kay Fisher's back in for the Knights.
Jones, wild dribble, lost it, loose ball. Tries to get it out, and now it's Mitchell ball. Helloyd is good.
He now cut it within 4, 24, under a minute, 25-29. Knights lead 56 seconds here in the second quarter.
5-0 run for Mitchell. Jones down low, misses it. Loose ball, it is Knights ball.
Okay, 43, 7-second difference on the shot clock. Okay, Cartwright comes out, Luke Rontick in, and then we're going to have Norton's going to check in. Norton checking in for the house.
Kind of a little bit more offense here on these 2 substitutions with Ronsick and Norton back in. Brady barely broke a sweat. So here's the Knights passing around the perimeter now. Fisher over to Norton. Bauer with it now. We got 17 on the shot clock. Fisher thought about the 3, looking for help. Here's Jones. Over to, good job by Factor knocking it away.
Okay, 6 seconds on the shot clock.
So the Knights will have to hurry with this possession now with only 6 on the shot clock, 14 on the game clock.
Okay, who comes in? Here comes Cole Hardy in for Bauer. Offense for defense. Fisher's going to bring it in.
So the Knights will take it out of bounds. Ronsick in the corner for 3. Airballs it. Keel Nelson with it. There's 9 seconds left. Mitchell now a chance to make it a 2-possession game. 3. Here is Helloyd all the way. Makes a layup as time expires. So the best case scenario for the Colonels as they go on a 7-0 run to end the second quarter. They're only down by 2. 29-27 at halftime, so the 1-13 Colonels sticking with the number 2 team in state, the 11-5 O'Gorman Knights. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the Knights halftime show brought to you by Heath Dickelman, your NYSA Columbus insurance agent.
Whether you need to be fitted with eyeglasses or contact lenses, or you need a comprehensive eye exam, Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls utilizes the latest technology and treatments available. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a wide selection of eye care products, including sunwear, eyewear, and contact lenses to fit your specific eye care needs. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a same-day pay for patients without vision coverage. Their number is 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
Do you have daily pain and discomfort that includes headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness? Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic provides gentle adjusting, x-ray evaluation, rehabilitation, and massage therapy to treat these symptoms. Hagan Chiropractic Clinic is located on 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies for this Christmas season. From rosaries and medals to devotionals and Bibles, Crossroads is here with materials to help individuals give a gift with meaning that will last a lifetime. Crossroads also has a large selection of personalized gifts that make gift giving extra special. Crossroads Book and Music, 41st Street and Grange Avenue in Sioux Falls.
On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Halftime Show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agent, Heath Dickelman. With the Knights Halftime Show, here's your hosts, Brett Byler and Dan Johnson.
And we are at halftime at the Corn Palace in a close ball game. It's the O'Gorman Knights 29, the Mitchell Colonels 27. The Mitchell went on a nice little 7-0 run to end the second quarter, getting within a 2-point ball game. And Dan, first off, what are your observations so far in the first half?
Well, right away, starting out there, we're down 6-0, and we came back up and got a 10-point lead there, and you can never get over that hump. But I tell you what, it was 16-10 at the first quarter, and all of a sudden it's like, Even the second quarter, we had that 10-point lead, and we gave that away. But it's kind of Mitchell's fast. They like to take it inside. Okoye's got 2 fouls right away, so we haven't seen him much of the second quarter. So he's on the bench, and I don't know. It just seemed like they're not in sync down here. When they're moving the ball, they're making a lot of mistakes. And the first game, we noted they had 22 turnovers here back in December, and they got a few tonight.
And what I do like offensively, Dan, is O'Gorman's really attacking the basket tonight compared to Saturday against Brookings, where I think they fired up. We never got the official stats, but they were firing up so many threes. That ball game, you see right away Okoye, Jack Cartwright, they're just attacking the basket.
Well, you need to, and that's one thing with the freshman Hinker. He, 6'6" freshman, and that's where I think the boys can maybe a little bit. He can be intimidated, and so with that, they can take it to him inside, but. He put on a good move on, who was it down there? Was it?
Oh.
It was on Eddie.
Yeah.
He put a sweet move on Eddie down there.
A spin move.
Yeah, a spin move. And I'm like, wow. For a freshman, somebody's been teaching him good. So, I mean, there's a name you're going to take an eye and look for the next few years,
If I was in one area, if I might be a little bit disappointed, I think if I'm Coach Roby for O'Gorman in the first half, was defensive intensity. I just didn't really feel like they were really getting up into him defensively. They were getting a lot of easy shots. It just, from the opening tip, Dan, it felt like kind of like the Brookings game Saturday. Defensively, they're kind of, I would say half-heartedly playing it, but just I've seen a lot better. Look at the Roosevelt game where he's held Roosevelt to 41 points. I mean, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel like they're quite all there defensively tonight anyway.
I'll agree 100% on that. No doubt about it.
So we'll see what happens in the second half. This is a Knights halftime show brought to you by Heath Dickelman, your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agent. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have our Inside O'Gorman segment. We'll talk to Sky Bork, the O'Gorman gymnastics coach. I got a chance to sit down with her, and we'll talk how the girls for O'Gorman did at state gymnastics this past Friday and Saturday up in Brookings. Stay tuned.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they're safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life, whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Welcome back to Inside O'Gorman, sponsored by the Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. I'm now joined by Sky Bork, O'Gorman gymnastics coach. Your girls are
coming off the state meet up in Brookings this past weekend. Let's start with the team portion on Friday. You got 5th overall, scoring a 134.65. How happy were you with your girls' performance on Friday?
You know, we took a couple of falls on beam. I think that maybe the qualifying meet got to them a little bit. So we took 3 falls. We reduced from our qualifying meets by 2. That ends up being about a 1.5 difference in the team score. But coming in 6th, I was very happy with ending up 5th. Just means that we improved over the week, came out, and we did things better than we did the week before.
Your team is very young this year, Coach, with only 1 senior on the state roster. How well do you think your girls, especially the younger ones, handle the pressures and emotions with that first day of the state meet?
That's sometimes the hardest thing, especially in the state tournament when the setup is completely different. We do a Capital Cup format, which we don't do at any meet throughout the year. And so what that means is we warm up in one gym and then we walk out and compete that event right away. And usually what happens is we will warm up all 4 events and then we go and compete in Olympic rotation those events. And so we go from one thing to the other. We don't get to watch a lot. It's a little overwhelming because it's completely different. And we had a couple of gymnasts who had not experienced that before, and I think that they did pretty well, understanding not only how the competition works and how it's structured differently, but also keeping up with it.
And your girls, Coach, I believe, started the team portion of the state meet on bars, getting one of your highest scores of the season. How important was it, especially confidence-wise on Friday, to do well in that first event you competed in?
You know, bars is usually one of our lower scoring events, and so really hitting bars and doing well on bars is really important to our confidence, because if we started off on our lower event on not a good foot, it would definitely affect how they felt moving forward onto beam, which was really important to walk into confidently.
Was there a girl or girls, Coach, on the Friday team portion that had a performance that really stood out to you?
You know, Jaden Robbins ended up with 0.2 in execution on her bar routine, which is nearly impossible. We don't have the highest start values on any of our routines, but Jaden is our top girl on bars, and she really put the team in the forefront by having such a clean routine, 0.2 in execution. She ended up with I believe an 8.775.
And now let's fast forward then to Saturday, which was the individual portion of the state meet, which you had quite a few girls competing in different events for that. Let's start with Jaden Robbins, a freshman for you. Had a terrific day, finishing 12th on bars, 9th on beam, 10th in the all-around, and making the all-tournament team. What impressed you most about her performance on Saturday?
You know, she really went out and had one of the best meets she's had in the entire season. She stuck her beam both days, and that really mattered both on the team day as well as individually. Her bar routine was just as good, equally as good on individual day. Ultimately, she culminated in a top 10 finish. That puts her in the all-tournament team, which is really great to see all her hard work paying off. Besides Jaden, Coach, on Saturday for the individual portion, what other girls did well or stood out to you? Catherine Kolb also did floor, and she did a great job on floor. Ended up just out of medal range as 18th, but she had a really beautiful routine both days. It was good to see her compete to her potential. And that was O'Gorman Gymnastics coach Sky Borg. We want to thank her for her time and congratulate the girls on a 5th place finish at state. And Dan Johnson will tell us who the team members were who competed at state.
Rose Dvorak, Jaden Robbins, Emily Doherty, Maggie Meyer, Adrienne Elliott, Grace Miller, Ava Manning, Catherine Kolb, and Elizabeth Kolb. Ladies, good job, well done. Yeah, a great season for the Lady Knights, and a fun Inside O'Gorman segment to have with Sky Bork, and can't wait to talk to her next year for a very young O'Gorman Gymnastics team. So we're getting ready to start the second half here. Knights lead 29-27 here at the Corn Palace. Inside O'Gorman is brought to you by Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. There are 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school, exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement, and community service. Each and every school is dedicated to our mission of forming a community of faith and learning by promoting a Catholic way of life through gospel values and academic excellence. And our halftime show has a tremendous sponsor, a guy that Dan and myself both know personally. Who's our sponsor for the halftime show, Dan? Tonight's halftime show for the O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Heath Dickelman, your Knights of Columbus field agent in Sioux Falls and southeastern South Dakota area. For term life, whole life, long-term care insurance, retirement planning, Heath can be contacted at 351-7978. Heath Knights of Columbus Insurance, Heath Dickelman.
Thank you so much, Heath. As we start the second half, what are a few things, Dan, you want to see more from O'Gorman in the second half?
Intensity. Pick it up. There we go. Cartwright with the 3. Cartwright's leading. He had 10, so now he's got 13 points on the night. Second 3 of the night.
And his season high is 21 against Yankton back in January 15th. So he might be, see if we get a career high, actually.
And we got a reach-in foul by Ronzik there.
As Caden Hinker dribbles in and gets fouled.
But Mitchell's shooting, what, was it 58%?
Yeah.
First half?
12 for 21, Dan.
I'm like, whoa.
So
Knight's about 46, so.
I know Coach Roby would like to see a better defensive effort, I believe, in the second half. Here is Keel Nelson, guarded by Okoye. Okoye has 2 fouls.
He's got to be careful. I think they're going to work it into him, try to get him in foul trouble. There's no.
That'd be smart.
Yep.
What we got here? It looks like a foul on O'Gorman.
Kenyon Bauer.
So that's now, Dan, 2 quick fouls in the first 44 seconds of the third quarter for O'Gorman. Keel Nelson over Okoye misses it. I think they were trying to get that third foul on Okoye, but Nelson at 6'3" had a tough time getting it over 6'6" Okoye. Goes through Okoye's hands. That's his second turnover. It'll be over in a. I don't know why they. As over and back, but I don't know if they. I don't know. I know the rules in over and back, but Mitchell would have had a layup, but the ref blew the whistle. But not too much arguing by Coach Neuendorf. So.
Well, Cartwright touched it first, and then the Mitchell kid just took it away from him. That's how that got called.
So let's see if that defense intensity picks up in the third quarter. Knights up by 5, 32-27. Knights in their blue tops, blue bottoms. Mitchell in the home whites with yellow trim. Here comes Derek Factor against Cartwright. Back out to Hinker, the 6'6" fabulous freshman. And he traveled, yep.
Yep. And who was on him?
Canyon.
I like how Roby switched that up.
He's Okoye, I think, might have started the game on him, and they moved Canyon over. Canyon generally draws the toughest assignment for the opposing team.
Well, he had Morris for Yankton and did a fabulous job. I don't know anybody else in the state that played better defense on Morris from Yankton than Kenyon Bauer has all year.
What helps Canyon out is he's so strong and quick, so he can make that up for the lack of his size at only 6 foot. And Dan, another turnover for O'Gorman.
Yep.
But they only, I think, had 2 turnovers in the first half.
They had more than that. I think somebody's sleeping down there.
The stat keeper missed a few.
Probably looking at the book. I know it's a high school girls are doing it.
But we do appreciate them bringing us up stats, which is more than we get for most games. So can't fault the effort there. So Mitchell with it. Coach Neuendorf's team is looking a lot better than a 1-13 team as Factor misses another close shot. I think Derek Factor has had 4 or 5 shots within 3 feet of the hoop he hasn't made. Bauer to Okoye. Dribbles in, wild shot, no good. Luke Ronsick, offensive rebound. Norton from downtown is good.
Nice.
Third 3 of the game for Zach Norton, the 5'11 junior guard, inserted into the starting lineup on Saturday.
He got 9 on the night.
Actually, on Tuesday against Roosevelt he was. He's maintained that spot. Here is the 3 by Hinker is good. Mitchell will just not go away. You get up to 8 or 10, and then they get it back down to 5. And Coach Neuendorf with a quick timeout. We got a full or a 20?
We got a 30.
30, excuse me.
30-second timeout here. So
35-30, Knights leading, 5:25 left here in the third quarter. If you want to go to YouTube, you can watch the video stream. I got Dan to get YouTube updated on his phone at halftime, and we were watching the video stream. So you can, if Dan can do it, anyone can do it.
That's right. Computer illiterate, you know. When I got this smartphone, you go from a dumb phone to a smartphone. You know, my daughter.
So your daughters help you figure it out.
My daughter said, "Oh, here, Dad, and here's how you do it." So.
And I want to mention, Real Presence Live will be in Sioux Falls tomorrow morning, hosted by Heather Caro and Father Timothy Smith. And also, Chris Bergwald will join the show at 9:30 for Straight Talk, answering all your questions, and him and Father Tim Smith. And we'll have Rachel Kramer, the O'Gorman Choir Director, on at 10:31, talking about capers at O'Gorman.
Capers.
On March 5th. Find out what capers is. Dan, I know, is familiar with capers.
Yep. Father Smith is from the cathedral. Oh, 3 by Mr. Cartwright.
16 for Jack Cartwright. He is in fuego right now, which means red hot.
He needs to keep that up.
And Jacobson lost it, got it back. A fancy fake with the ball, and Carter Jacobson scores.
Ronjic took it out of his hand. How did he get it back? I was blocked out here by the wall, so we're kind of in a little tight corner up here. So
Okoye all the way, misses, and he's fouled by Jacobson. This place is such a cool venue, and you can kind of just look at the pride of Mitchell with all these state championship banners, Dan. It's kind of crazy going back from, I think there's one that says 1930. Wow.
1930, 32, 35, 40. Okoye's first basket is good.
And the Colonel Ladies won in 2012, and that team was led by Macy Miller.
And then you look at the red banner way up on top there, that red one. The division double NAIA 2018 Division II national champion belongs to Dakota Wesleyan Ladies.
Yes.
And part of that team was the former O'Gorman gal, Jess Maris.
Yeah.
Played on that team.
Yes, Jess was a standout. The first year we covered O'Gorman basketball 5 years ago, she was a senior on that team that got second in state, and one of my favorite teams to watch. They were just so good that season. Her and Daly and Kate Cartwright and that group.
Knights back up by 8, 40-32, 4:30 to go in the third quarter.
It just feels like, Dan, every time O'Gorman gets to the 8 or 10, Mitchell just makes a little 5-0 run. It's down to 5.
Yep, they can't get that over the 10-point hump here.
Here's Keel Nelson down. Ooh, misses a short one. And Jeremy Jones with the rebound.
Oh, nice
pass. Okoye. I think he's going to jam it.
I thought he was, but it was a little ahead of him. But nice. No look by Jones.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, Knights up by 10. We'll see what we do here
I think
now.
that's the Real Presence Radio play of the game so far. A Jones fancy pass to Okoye in stride. Helloyd is in trouble. And we'll see what Mitchell from the corner misses a 3. Is Sukup. Keel Nelson down low. Misses again. He's fouled by Jones, I believe.
Yep.
And one thing to look at, Dan, too, is to see how the fatigue factors in for Mitchell. Mitchell only has played 6 kids tonight. So as we saw in the Brookings game, Saturday night, Brookings only played about 7 or 8. Brookings wore down in the fourth quarter against us. We'll see if that happens to Mitchell tonight.
We played 10.
Yeah.
We played 10 in the first half.
So Keel Nelson misses a free throw. On the year, Mr. Nelson from the line is a 53% free throw shooter.
Okay, in for the Knights is Jones, Bauer, Okoye, Cartwright, Ronzick.
Second free throw by Keel. Up and good.
9-point lead. Here's a chance they can get over that 10. If they can execute here, it'll be the biggest lead of the night. We'll see what happens.
Knights led by Cartwright with 16. Okoye with 10. Jones, nice move. Oh, he just left it a little bit short.
Oh, I jinxed it.
Not enough onion on it.
Onion.
Knights in that man-to-man defense. 3:19 is 42-33. O'Gorman turnover by Mitchell, foul by Keel Nelson.
And Okoye, so that'll be their second team foul of the night, the second half.
Knights 11-5 on the season. Mitchell 1-13.
Okay. Norton back in for Bauer. Bauer's going to take a little bit of a breather.
He deserves this. Some good defense played by Kenyon Bauer in that third quarter.
And Okoye's back with Hinker, so.
Cartwright, Dan, another 3. Looks
there
good.
It is.
It is good. Nothing but nylon for the 6'3 junior Cartwright. 19 points, game high for Jack.
Okay, there we got over the hump. 12-point lead for the Knights. Biggest lead of the evening.
Jack must like the friendly confines of the Corn Palace's shooting. He is on fire tonight.
What did he have that first game here? We weren't here.
We weren't here. He had 11 points, though, in the first one. Down low is Hinker. Lost it out of bounds. It's O'Gorman ball.
See how Okoye went to – so he kind of pushed it out of his hand there a little bit. So Okoye is – okay, here comes 44, Eddie Myler going to check in.
Dan, this is kind of like the danger zone if you're Mitchell right now. It's a 12-point game. You really – I don't know if you're going to need to take a timeout or something, but you really want to keep it – this is about as much of a lead as you want to give O'Gorman if you want to have a chance to come back in the fourth quarter.
Well, if O'Gorman scores here, I think, and a blocking foul.
Factor gets the foul. Coach Neuendorf, you can hear him yelling from where we're at, is not happy.
And Norton executed that just perfect.
45-33, O'Gorman, 2:27 in the third quarter. Brett Byler, Dan Johnson with you. Ronsick loses it. Jump ball now between Ronsick and Factor.
It'll be Mitchell ball. Okay, Bauer's coming back in. Cartwright's going to come out and take a breather. 2:21, 45-33 in the third.
Give a shout out to all our listeners out there on the video stream, also on the radio. We thank you. Appreciate all the kind comments you do while watching the stream.
And a shout out to Monsignor Barnett, because I know he usually
Carter Jacobson scores.
Back
Go ahead,
down
Dan.
To 10. I know Monsignor Barnett, wonderful priest and retired in Sioux Falls, and I know he watches and listens and stuff, so he's usually at the home games, but
has a cool stocking hat he wears a lot.
Oh, I love that.
Former athletic director of O'Gorman back in the 70s. Fun guy to talk to. We got to talk to him for Dakota Bowl. Dan
remember
did. That was one of my favorite interviews I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah, that was great. From the Cathedral, we went to open to Gorman.
Luke
to get the rebound. Look at that.
Luke Ronsick with a rebound down low. Here's Ronsick. Corner three-pointer is off. Look at Eddie Myler, Dan, fight for it. And Carter Jacobson comes up with it. Here comes Jacobson up the front court. Ronsick's back. Crosses over. Shot no good. No foul.
We got a guy
Jacobson looks like he's hurt. Three-pointer is no good, and Jacobson is down.
Oh, get up. Looks like a knee or an ankle.
So Jacobson trying to get up as the trainer comes out to look at him. Looks like maybe an ankle, his left ankle.
So he's gonna go out.
Hate to see that. He's walking though on full power, so that's a good sign. Those darn ankles in basketball. I swear I played 4 years of high school basketball. At least once every year I twisted my ankle. So.
Okay, Cartwright, Ronsick, Jones, Coy, Norton in minute 12. Knights up by 10, 45-35 in the third.
Okoye out to Ronsick. Ooh, I thought Luke was going to shoot it. Dribbles it in, wild pass, and Norton's on the line.
And he steps back, yep.
That's surprised because Luke Ronsick had a wide open three and did not take it.
I wonder why.
Because it was a nice little play. Okoye kind of drove in and kicked it out.
Okay, Eddie Myler's back in for Jones.
Eddie's a 6'5" sophomore. Fun watching him in the junior varsity and game. He is just a very good talent for O'Gorman to have in their pipeline. He took 2 charges, Dan, against Brookings.
Oh.
Steal by Luke, and he stepped on the line. Yeah, I was going to say that's a good call by the referee.
No, I don't think he was out. If you look, he was in, but the back of his foot didn't come down. It was, yeah.
My 2 eyes saw it, Dan.
Well, he was over the line, but he didn't touch it.
Agree to disagree. So Richel has the ball. Knights in a 1-2-2 defense right now. I'm playing a lot of man-to-man tonight, a different defensive look. Three-pointer by Sukup is off the mark, and Ronsick rebounds it. 10-point ball game.
Fast transition for the Knights.
Here's Eddie Myler scores. Nice pass by Okoye.
You see the intensity just kind of pick up here in the last couple of minutes by the Knights?
So the Mitchell Colonels will have the final shot here in the third quarter if they so please. Trailing 47-35, 15 seconds left here at the Corn Palace. Factor, no-look pass to Hinker, to Sukup to Factor. Helloyd, corner is Keel Nelson.
5 seconds.
Here is Hinker, airballs a 3, and Ronsick controls it. And that's how our third quarter will end. After 3 quarters, the number 2 team in state in Class AA boys, Sioux Falls O'Gorman 47, the Mitchell Colonels 35. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll come back for the fourth quarter of boys basketball on Real Presence Radio.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Morgan Stanley values long-term relationships with its clients. I'm Thad Barnes, financial advisor with the Barnes DeMore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office. Andy DeMore and myself know that building relationships begin with getting to know each client. We can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs.
Thad and Andy can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
And welcome back to Real Presence Radio. It's Brett Byler, Dan Johnson. We had a halftime, Dan. It was 29-27. O'Gorman with a big third quarter here.
Gorman scored them, 18-8. So, yeah, it was 29-27, and so now we're up by 12 at the start of the fourth quarter. Gorman has the basketball.
And Mr. Cartwright, Jack by the name, can be thanked for a good third quarter. He has 19 points to lead the Knights.
Here we go.
Oh, Jack, he killed my cue. I queued him up and everything. Misses the shot. Luke Aronsick with the rebound. Jack's season high and career high is 21 against Yankton. Cartwright again off the screen. Passes to the Canyon. Back out to Norton, who's made 3 threes also. Zach Norton.
For two, his first 2 points there, but Norton with
11
now in double figures. So we have 1, 2, 3 in double figures so far.
Yeah, Okoye, Dan, he has 10. So those 3 players have 40 out of the 49 O'Gorman points. Okoye, Jack Cartwright, as well as Zach Norton. Here is Carter Jacobson. It's nice to see Carter back in the ball game. He turned his ankle toward the end of the third quarter.
Biggest lead now, 14.
And would you say teacher versus apprentice in the coaching matchup, Dan?
Yeah.
And Jacobson is fouled. If you want to explain that to the viewers that just tuned in, what you mean by that comment, teacher versus apprentice.
Well, apprentice, that's, coming right out of college and, your first, mentor versus apprentice or journey. Okay, I'll just go from a electrician and plumber. They have journeyman and apprentice. And apprentice is fresh, right out of school, still is learning. And the journeyman is the gentleman that has his license, that's teaching the apprentice how to do the job so he can be an apprentice someday. So same way with Roby and Todd there years ago.
Yep. Todd Neuerdorf was assistant under Coach Derek Roby for many years at Aberdeen Central, and then Coach Neuendorf then went to Roncalli for 11 successful seasons, 2015 state champion Class A. So Jacobson, Dan, makes both free throws. It's now 49-37. From the world's only Corn Palace. Yes, I said that correct.
Oh, Myron Florin and them played here years ago with Lawrence Welk.
Here is Jacobson, passes it out to Nelson, and they turn it over. So here's Jones behind the back to Ronsick. To Norton, low, misses the layup.
O'Gorman ball, nice. I like that transition. They're going back and forth and seeing the lanes open and go.
I love seeing players share the ball, too, like O'Gorman did.
Sometimes you can share it too much.
Yeah. You had too many guys in a little small space when you're trying to make passes. Here's Cartwright at the dribble handoff by Okoye. Here's Jeremy Jones, 17-footer, misses. Keel Nelson skies for the rebound. Nelson's their leading rebounder, about 6 a game. One thing about Mitchell, Dan, is they don't shoot a ton of threes. At least tonight they shot 2, I think, in the first half. So it's a team that doesn't use the 3-ball very well, so coming back might be something that'd be a challenge, down by 12 with 6:08 left in the fourth quarter.
Team-wise, they're 65% from the free throw line. So
nice move by the freshman, Caden Hinker, with a hook shot, Dan.
There's
shades of Akeem Olajuwon down there. Remember that
name. I've said it before.
Or in Dan's day, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, if I go back in the 70s and 80s for him. Is it a foul or what's going on?
Offensive on Cartwright. His first 15 foul the second half for the Knights. Knights up by 10 now. 5:46. Looks like Jones is going to come out. Bauer in. Okoye. Cartwright.
So the Knights, this is game number 17 for them. After tonight, they only have 3 games left in the regular season. Next week, hosting Lincoln Tuesday night, senior night, parents' night. Then at Washington Thursday night as a doubleheader with the girls. And then at Harrisburg next Monday, the 26th, as a makeup game.
Well, they got 2 tough games next week, both in Sioux Falls. One O'Gorman, one at Washington, in-town rivals. So Tuesday night, O'Gorman better be packed. If it's not, I'd be shocked.
I would too. Air ball by Hinker on the 3. Here is the Knights. Down low is Okoye against Keel Nelson, and he throws it away. Derek Factor getting his hand on that ball, and Zach Norton with a foul.
16 foul for the Knights.
So the Knights are one foul away from being in the bonus.
Yep, and you don't want to give Mitchell that with, 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You don't want to give them bonus. That's too early.
Because then there's a double factor as the clock stops also.
Yes,
So
now we want the clock to run.
Clock
That first half, just the clock didn't stop, did it?
No. I didn't have a chance to reach down and drink my pop ever. So here is Mitchell with Helloyd in the game. Dan, they still only have played 6 players this whole ball game. It's the 5 starters and then also off the bench, Ben Helloyd. Here is Helloyd to Derek Factor. Thought about it, dribbles in. Good defense by O'Gorman.
10 seconds on the shot clock for Mitchell.
Keel Nelson to Helloyd at about the 3/4 line.
4 seconds.
Hinker, a 3-pointer, is off the mark, and Okoye, nice read. Oh, he threw it right away to Helloyd, and Ben Helloyd scores. I think Coach Neuendorf thought it should have been an and one that time.
Well, he was passing it, to Cartwright underneath, and Helloyd just cut him off, and, that was a major mental mistake.
Norton misses the floater. Ronsick tips it out, but Helloyd has it. Cartwright's back. Helloyd jump stop. Shot is no good. Jack Cartwright rebounds. Back out to Norton. No one for Mitchell's back. Norton, coast to coast, scores. Zach Norton.
And Roby calls a timeout, 51-41 with 4:03 to go here in the ball game.
13 points for the 5'11 junior. Norton makes it back to a 10-point game. Coach Roby wants a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well.
Eide Bailey, a public accounting firm, provides taxes, accounting, assurance, and business advisory services to clients across the nation. With offices in Sioux Falls and 33 locations in 14 states, Eide Bailey is the workplace to 2,000 professionals. The firm has been serving clients for over 100 years. You can contact Eide Bailey online at eidebailey.com. Eide Bailey is a proud supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls has something for everyone. They offer a buffet featuring pizza and chicken. Pizza Ranch has daily specials as well as 5 party rooms and a dining area. You can also order online and they'll bring the experience to you. Pizza Ranch is located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
And back to the Corn Palace. It's O'Gorman up by 10, 51-41. Brett Byler, Dan Johnson, Real Presence Radio here with you. 3:48 left in the fourth quarter. Knights up 10. Mitchell with the ball. Down low to Caden Hinker, the 6'6 freshman. Another spin on Eddie. I think he might have stepped on the baseline, or is there a foul on Eddie?
I think a foul on Eddie. Yep, so they'll be going the line now, 1-1. We got 3:41, and Mitchell will be at the free throw line the rest of the game.
So Caden Hinker, game high for Mitchell, team high 13 points. From the line on the year, Danny's a 69% free throw shooter.
Like I said earlier, the team is 65% for the season.
These are important for Mitchell. You're down 10. You kind of want to get both of these to make it an 8-point game. Makes the first one.
Got a different shot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's I'm just trying to study this and different technique.
So Hinker for his second free throw. Bends the knees, straight up, and good. 15 points for Caden Hinker, the 6'6 freshman. Him and Matthew Moores are going to have a few nice battles over the next 3 years.
Oh, I was just thinking about that earlier. There's 2 names you're going to listen to.
Here is Cartwright over to Canyon Bauer on the court for the Knights. Norton, Cartwright, Bauer, Okoye, and Luke Ronsick. Ronsick off the screen by Okoye to Canyon. Norton lines up the three-pointer, is nothing but net.
That's it, 4-3 for the night.
Zach Norton, 16 in the game.
Maybe we'll have a couple guys with 20 tonight or better. I hope so.
Better shooting tonight for O'Gorman than they did Saturday night by far.
Correct.
Mitchell moving the ball around. Knights on that man-to-man defense. Here is Derek Factor over to Keel Nelson on the three-point line, left baseline. Top of the key is Helloyd. Factor, and I think Okoye might get a pushing foul.
Oh, they're going to line again. Come on, guys.
Again, the clock stops.
And that's his third. 2:45 to go. Coy picks up his third. That's...
And he had 2 early on in the second quarter. In about 30 seconds he got him, actually. Hinker, who just made his last 2 free throws on the 1-1, makes his third straight. 16 tonight for Caden. He averages 14.4 points a ball game to lead Mitchell. Second free throw's up. Ooh, in and out. Okoye squeezes the rebound to Jack Cartwright. O'Gorman's a 70. Oh, Cartwright lost it. Excuse me.
The ball slipped out of his hand, and they get it back. Knights get it back. Okoye stole it back.
Here comes Canyon Bauer to Luke Ronsick. And what was I going to say is O'Gorman's a 69% free throw shooting team. They got some good free throw shooters. So if Mitchell wants a foul, they still have to foul about 4 more times to get into bonus.
Okay, Gorman's going to work the ball around, get that shot clock down. 2:13, 10 seconds on the shot clock for Gorman.
And Coach Roby's going to call a timeout.
He'll have 9 seconds on the shot clock, so he'll have 3 timeouts after that.
Correct, and there'll be 2:09 left here in the fourth quarter. The score, O'Gorman 54, Mitchell 44. Coach Roby with a full timeout. We're going to take a commercial break as well.
We're excited to bring you the Shepherd's Voice and Ignition on Monday mornings from 7 to 8, plus 3 weekly editions of our regular local show, Real Presence Live, Tuesday through Thursday from 9 to 11 a.m. Hosted on rotation from Sioux Falls, Rapid City, Bismarck, Fargo, Duluth, Grand Forks, and Rochester. Plus, don't miss Rutten Radio with your favorite Rutten brothers on the first Wednesday of the month from 7 to 8 a.m. And on Sunday mornings at 8:30, you can hear Catholic Views. We hope that you'll tune in and enjoy these great programs on your Catholic radio station.
54-44, the Knights with a 10-point lead. 2:10 left in the fourth quarter over the Mitchell Colonels at the Corn Palace, and a homecoming for O'Gorman boys basketball coach Derek Roby, a graduate of Mitchell High School, playing under the legendary head coach Gary Munson. So far, a good homecoming for Coach Roby, Dan, but we still got 2:10 left. What do the Knights need to do in this last 2:10 to preserve a victory?
But hang on, I don't think he's that happy right now. Right?
No.
But okay. 2:10 left. They're going to run the clock down every possession. They're going to run that clock down about 5-6 seconds and work that basketball. But they got 9 seconds on this. They'll take the ball in about the timeline on the Gorman side. But protect the basketball. Don't give the ball away.
They quit fouling on defense. Here's Jack Cartwright after a screen by Okoye. Here's Ronsick, baseline. Canyon shoots it off the mark. Here is Helloy with the rebound. Mitchell, if you're going to play fast now, you need to get going.
But
down 10.
Mitchell's slowing up, though. They didn't come up. I thought they'd come up fast. I thought Mitchell would be pushing the ball to the basket.
I did, too. Here's Carter Jacobson. And what did we just tell him, Dan? You can't. This is a third straight possession. O'Gorman's foul and stop the clock.
Yep. And see that when he got the ball, when they did bring it up, they got the timeline, he drove to the basket. And Norton wasn't ready. That's Norton's second foul. 9 team fouls. So what does it mean we get the 10?
Double bonus.
Double bonus.
So the first free throw is up and good by Carter Jacobson. That's 13 points for Jacobson. On the year, he's a 69% free throw shooter, averaging about 13 points a ball game, right at his season average. Carter takes a deep breath. Shot is good. So they've made 5 out of these 6 free throws, Dan, last 3 possessions. 54-46, $1:47 left. Let's see if Mitchell fouls or what they do here defensively.
Pressure from Mitchell, and he gets a reach-in foul.
But that's a smart play if you're Carter Jacobson. You got fouls to use. You try to get the steal. If you don't get it, well, just get another foul and get him closer to.
He reached around and knocked the ball off. He wouldn't have gone for the foul. Mitchell would have got the ball.
Yeah.
And they come back and do a three-pointer. Now they're up, down by 6. So, big turnaround here. Minute 42. Knights up by 8. Good pressure by the Colonels.
Norton guarded by Factor. I'd be surprised if Mitchell lets him use this whole 35 of the shot clock, but we'll see. It looks like they're going to do it because Canyon's holding the ball and no one's even out on him. Now finally Hinker comes out on him. Canyon smartly dribbles by him. Now there's 12. Ronsick with the floor is spaced.
7.
8. Cartwright off the dribble, jumps up, misses. Rebound by Keel Nelson. Now Mitchell has to go fast. Down 8, right at the minute mark. Helloyd hands off to Jacobson. All the way to the hoop. Oh, he's fouled again, and then he just about got the three-point play.
And Norton picked up his third, so that's double bonus now. 54-46, 8, chance to take it within 6 and 2 possessions to tie it up. Right?
Correct. It'd be a 2-possession game if he makes both. The free throws up and good. 15 points for Carter Jacobson. The timeout situation is 4 for Mitchell, 2 for O'Gorman. Jacobson up and good again. 6-point game, Dan. 2-possession ball game, and Coach Neuendorf burns his second to last timeout. It's going to be a full one. At the Corn Palace, it's starting to get interesting, folks. 55.7 seconds left, fourth quarter. It's the O'Gorman Knights 54, the Mitchell Colonels 48.
Providence Financial is committed to protecting what matters most to you, your family, and your future. Mark Promis, a trusted choice independent insurance agent with Providence Financial in Sioux Falls, does not work for any one insurance company. He works for you. Mark provides coverage for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. And he can customize policies for you. To make an appointment with Mark, you can call 605-376-3227, or you can visit him at 3208 East 26th Street.
Hi there, Ryan here from Mini Critters. Mini Critters has been a locally owned stop for all pets' needs to keep them happy and healthy. With all the pet food choices available, finding the right dog or cat food can be a challenge. But no worries. We can be reached at 605-361-0006 and let our staff help find the perfect food for any dog or cat. Mini Critters has food, treats, toys, and more. Mini Critters, your friends, your family.
And we're back at the Corn Palace. It'll be O'Gorman ball at a timeout, up 54-48 with 55 seconds left. We'll see if Mitchell fouls here, Dan. And they do. They get Jack Cartwright, but they still have 2 more fouls left to get to the bonus.
Took off 4 seconds.
That's the first foul on number 10, Hunter Stawley, who just checked in the ballgame. Just a foul, basically.
They're going to foul again. I mean, that's good. That's good basketball, good coaching.
Absolutely. So there's only a couple more seconds off the clock.
So the next one will go on the line for 1-on-1. Bauer's got the ball underneath the basket.
Cartwright with it, and he is fouled.
And now that's not the person. If I was Mitchell, I want to.
Yeah, the kids on the court, you want to try to get Canyon Bauer or probably a Koy.
Cart Jack's, what, 80%?
Yeah, and Luke Ronzik's about 90%.
So here you are, 48.2 seconds. O'Gorman's up 54-48. Jack Cartwright, the junior's going to go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
19 points tonight for Jack. Only actually about 7.5 a game, so a terrific game for him.
I want 21 out of him.
Oh, Dan, in and out. Mitchell has a chance now. Down 6. They got to hustle a little bit up the court. 43 seconds left. Here is Jacobson. And he gets fouled again. That's a 5th straight possession. O'Gorman has fouled Mitchell.
And that's 4th foul on Koy. Did you see what he did? He took it right to him. That's what they're doing. And that's great coaching. He tells the kid, take it to the basket, make him foul.
If you're O'Gorman, you'd rather just have him make the layup or try to shoot a layup and let the time keep going.
And Jacobson, what, he hadn't missed tonight?
No, he's 4 for 4.
5 for 5. 5 for 5.
17 points, Carter Jacobson. This game, Dan, is just inching closer and closer. 54-49, 39 seconds left. One more for Jacobson. Free throws up and short. Bauer rebounds. They could have fouled him. They don't get him, and they get to Norton instead.
And Norton to 54% from the line.
He hasn't been there, honestly, too much, though, this year, Dan.
13, 14 times?
He was 7 for 14, but that wasn't counting Saturday's game against Brookings, so.
And he had a couple there, so I could pull that sheet out, but he's still right about that.
He's a clutch player. He made the game winner against Brookings, so I think I would trust him late here in the game. Norton's free throws up. Oh, he missed it again, so Britchell again. Here comes Mitchell. 34 seconds left. Jacobson has it. Oh, almost stolen. Here is Haker for 3 is good. Caden Heeker. It's a 2-point game, Dan. 27 seconds left as Heeker now has 19 in the game, and Coach, was that Roby or Neuendorf who called the timeout there? There's a timeout with 26.8 seconds left, and it is Roby who called it.
So, no, Mitchell did.
Okay.
Mitchell. So each team has 2 timeouts. I was looking at the board. So that's a full timeout. He took that's a full. So 54, 52, 26.8 seconds will be O'Gorman's ball under the basket to take the whole full length of the court.
So this last, about 3 or 4 minutes for O'Gorman has gone disastrous. First, they fouled on 5 straight possessions, putting Mitchell to the line, who I believe Mitchell made, about 8 out of those 10 free throws. They missed the front end of 2 straight 1-and-1s, and then Mitchell gets a 3-pointer, and what we had about an 8 or 10-point lead is down to 2.
And he kind of he's got a different shot.
It's kind of like a set shot in a way, but not really. But so now if you're O'Gorman, Dan, I think you want to try to either get to Jack Cartwright or Luke Ronsick and have, especially maybe Luke right now, and have him shoot a free throw, because these are really important now. There'll be another 1-and-1, and if you miss it, Mitchell has a chance to either tie or win the ball game.
So
and the possession arrow favors Mitchell right now if it's a jump ball.
Yeah. But O'Gorman has 2 timeouts if they can't get it in, so
here comes O'Gorman out of the timeout. It's Kenyon Bauer taking it out of bounds. Ronsick stepped out of bounds, I think.
Yeah, he came down out of bounds. Be Mitchell's ball. Roby saying he was pushed out.
That was dangerous because I really don't think he had any real estate to really go. So now Mitchell gets the best of the case of the scenario. They'll have the ball in front of their basket, trailing by 2 with 25.8 seconds left.
And Mitchell calls a timeout.
Coach Roby is still not happy with the referees.
He said he was pushed out.
Coach Roby better be careful. You don't want to give Mitchell a technical foul here, as Coach Weidenbach is taking Roby away from the referee. So now you hear the Mitchell student section get going. So now, Dan, what's your strategy, O'Gorman? This has been a kind of a crazy last 2 minutes of the ball game. Anything that can go wrong has gone wrong for O'Gorman.
Yes, and my guess is they're going to give the ball to Jacobson or Hinker for the shot.
And what they've had a lot of success with, Dan, is getting Jacobson the ball at the top of the key and letting him kind of drive to the hoop and either get a foul or dish out to Hinker. So
yeah, watch. They'll either that or drive it in for the basket and get a foul and go to the line, but I think they'll take a shot first.
Well, I might see is a pick and roll with Jacobson to the hoop and then a back screen where they have Hinker fly out to the top of the key for a 3 like they did a couple of possessions ago.
Rondick, Bauer, Norton, Cartwright, Okoyen for the Knights. 25.8. Mitchell has the ball right in front of their bench. O'Gorman up 54-52.
So here's Carter Jacobson get the ball, guarded by Zach Norton. Gets a screen by Keel Nelson. Jacobson loses it, but it's off Bauer.
Don't foul. 18.8. Mitchell ball underneath the basket. I got to stand up.
It's kind of hard for us to see at our angle, too.
Yeah.
Down low is Hinker against Bauer. Spin moves. Scores it!
Okay, 12 seconds.
12 seconds. Here's the Knights with the ball. It's tied up now. 21 for Hinker. Here's Norton to Ronsick. Knights need a basket. Ronsick dribbles in.
And we're going to go to the line with 2.9 seconds. Luke Ronsick's going to go to the line.
Wow. And Coach Neuendorf is even more mad than Coach Roby was. I think he has a right to be. I think the defender was there, and Luke kind of barreled into him.
I'm not going to say what kind of percent.
Wow.
I'm not going to jinx him.
So now that's a 2-shot foul.
No, he's a 1-on-1. They said he was
Oh,
back.
that was on the floor.
On the floor. They called it 1-on-1.
So Ronsick to the free throw line. Makes the free throw.
Okay, Knights up 55-54. Luke Vronczyk, that's only his 4th point of the night.
Expect Mitchell to call a timeout after whatever happens here. So Vronczyk's second free throw is up and good.
56-54, 2.9, and you are right. Mitchell calls the timeout, and he's still kind of hollering at the ref over there.
Boy.
Oh. How did these guys do that to me? That's 3 games now.
In a row for the boys.
Man, my
Dan's ticker can't take it much longer. Your wife's going to tell you, Dan, you too much stress. This game was so unstressful about 3 minutes ago, and the Knights were up by 10. They fouled 5 straight times. They missed 2 free throws.
4 minutes ago, we're up by 10, 51-41, or 4:03 halfway through. So it's fun, though. Don't get me wrong.
No.
I love it.
So if you're Mitchell, you're going to probably try to inbounds the ball. You have to go full court now. 2.9 seconds left. They have no timeouts, Dan, so you can't call a timeout. You're probably going to try to get the first initial pass around half court.
And you're going to have a Hail Mary.
And if O'Gorman, you can't foul either.
And where's Hanker? Oh, now O'Gorman called timeout. Just like Roby did the other night. See what the lineup was for defense, for offense. So, so what he played defense, how they lined up offense. So here we go.
And he's done that each of the last 3 ball games against Roosevelt, Brookings, and now this game, all one-possession ball games. So 56-54. As Dan mentioned, it was 41-51 with about 4 minutes left in the ball game, 4:03. Mitchell got it all the way down and tied it on the shot by Hinker baseline. Knights had the ball with about 12 seconds left. Vronczyk dribbled in, got fouled, made the 2 free throws, and now it's Mitchell's ball under O'Gorman's hoop with 2.9 seconds left, trailing by 2. So a 2-pointer will tie it. A 3 will win it. Mitchell 1-13, Dan. O'Gorman 11-5. What a ball game we've had.
But I tell you what, I'm glad they got it at the far end to set it down here underneath their basket. It's so much easier to get it underneath your basket and shoot a 3. 2.9 seconds. It can be done. I mean, look at Lincoln beat Washington girls.
And you look at the 3-point shooting. Hinker has made 28, 33%. And then after that, it's Keel Nelson who's made 11 of them. Ben Helloyd has made 13, are your top 3 3-point shooters. So Helloyd's going to inbounds the ball. Throws it deep to Nelson. Intercepted by Bauer. Did he travel or call timeout? Did he travel? So it'll be Mitchell ball, Dan, with 1 second left on the baseline here. So Mitchell has no timeout, so they're going to have to take the ball out of bounds.
1 second.
Is Roby going to call a timeout?
Get back. Don't get a tee. Don't get a tee.
So Mitchell has no timeouts, Dan. They have to go, and Roby's going to call a timeout. Boy, you wonder if that's going to give Coach Neuendorf at least time to drop a play out of that.
1 second. It took off 2 point.
So what happened was it happened really quick. So they baseball threw it all the way over. Canyon caught it, but then he kind of took a hop step before he called the timeout, and the ref called him a travel before the timeout call.
Well, he came down with the ball just like in football.
Right.
And he
kind of took a hop step with it.
Yeah.
He probably didn't need to call a timeout either, really, because he just held onto the ball and waited either to get fouled or a time to go out.
He got the ball and stood there, Mitchell has a chance with 1 second. That's going to be right about the timeline, about the free throw line is where it's going to be.
Coach Roby is still yelling at these referees.
On the far court against Mitchell and their side, so Mitchell will have 1 second to either tie it up or a 3 to win it.
And Dan, with a 1 second, you have a chance for a catch and shoot here as well. I don't know if you have a time to do a 1 dribble, but you can sure catch it, turn, and shoot. You give you enough time.
Okay, Okoye, Bauer, Vronczyk, Cartwright, Norton in for the Knights. This is it, folks. 1 second.
And O'Gorman's out of timeouts too, Dan, so they can't call any timeouts again to see what they line up with.
Both teams are out.
So Keel Nelson to take it out for the Mitchell Colonels.
And don't foul.
You have to watch for Caden Hinker. Down 2, a 2 will tie, a 3 will win. Shot underneath the factor. It's tipped by Vronczyk, and that's how the game will end.
Oh, man.
It's almost like an alley-oop type play.
Alley-oop to the other side of the basket. Vronczyk got his hand on it. Knights win 56-54 in the 3rd barn burner straight for the Knights here. Wow, folks.
So O'Gorman wins their 3rd straight game in the final closing seconds. This score is 56-54 over a Mitchell Colonels team was looking for their second victory of the season. Just came a tad short as Ronstadt got the fingertips on that alley-oop called play to just kind of knock it away. As the two close friends, as we'll see Coach Neuendorf and Coach Roby embrace here at center court. And what a fun one, Dan. We can only go to the Corn Palace usually about once a year, and it was sure worth our hour 15 trip up here to Mitchell.
You know, it's wow.
How's your ticker doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm going to make it.
You're going to make it? Okay. So, but we have a lot to dissect, folks, about a ball game that we thought O'Gorman pretty much had wrapped up with about 4 minutes left, up by 10, and Mitchell made a strong comeback, actually tied it with about 20 seconds left. 2 Luke Ronstadt free throws about 10 seconds into the ball game were the winners. O'Gorman holds on for their third straight win. They're now 12 and, they're now 12 and 5 on the season. They'll move to have 3 games left. Mitchell falls to 1 and 14. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we have the Knights Locker Room Show brought to you by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic.
Big Rig Barbecue brings a Texas-style barbecue to South Dakota. They use a real wood smoker for all their meats every single day. Big Rig Barbecue serves sliced brisket, pulled pork, chicken, and ribs. They offer pre-orders for smaller events and gatherings and cater for large events including parties, meetings, and graduations. Big Rig Barbecue's new sit-down location is on the corner of 41st and Minnesota. Their website, bigrigbbbq.net.
Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses prepare for retirement. Financial Benefits Company's philosophy is safe principal, positive return. You can reach John Fritsch at 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Catholic Radio.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on Real Presence Live, it's Straight Talk from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Central.
You're addressing critical Catholic issues in a fun way.
Straight Talk is your opportunity to share questions and comments on topics relating to the faith or on things happening in the world around us with our local hosts and priests.
My question is...
I have some questions about the bishop.
Very good questions.
Thanks for the guidance.
Straight Talk, 9:30 to 10 Central, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings on Real Presence Live.
Value Visor helps people and businesses discover, improve, and get the value from their businesses. With multi-certified valuation and mergers and acquisition advisors, they understand the complexities of valuations and negotiating in the mergers and acquisitions marketplace. For more information, you can contact Jameson Rounds, managing partner of Value Visor at 605-370-6931 or online at valuevisor.com. Real estate through Murphy Business, Dakota Lakes.
On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. For the Knights Locker Room Show, here's your hosts, Brett Byler and Dan Johnson.
Well, Dan, we got our breasts, caught our breasts now after that frenetic finish at the Corn Palace. The Knights had a 10-point lead with 4 minutes left at 51-41. That lead actually dwindled to a tie at 52 apiece, and then Luke Ronstadt kind of wildly drove in, got fouled with about 3 seconds left, made both free throws, and the Mitchell game-winning alley-oop attempt kind of got tipped away by Luke Ronstadt, and that's how the game kind of fell. It was a ball game which O'Gorman, Dan, kind of always had about a 6 to 8 to 10-point lead. Could never really get, I think we get to maybe about 12 at one
14.
point. 14 at one point in the third.
It was 14 one time in the third.
In the third quarter, but Mitchell just hung around, and, they made it really close, and O'Gorman, as a coach, you kind of want to execute down the stretch, and O'Gorman did almost every no-no. They fouled 5 straight times, and then they missed 2 straight 1-and-1 attempts, and all of a sudden you turn your head, it's a tie ball game, but give Ronstadt credit, he got to the line, made 2 free throws, but overall impressions of the ball game.
Well, look at the final stats here, that we had 2 turnovers at halftime. What did we end up with the game? 15.
So that's 13 in the second half.
13 in the second half. Majority of those were in the fourth quarter. And we end up shooting 46%. They shot 47, 48%, But the big key there was fourth quarter, they came back. They scored 19 points in that fourth quarter. We scored 9 to come back within 2. So, I think we maybe ran out of gas a little bit in that fourth quarter, but it was the fouls that kept them in it.
Well, they were making their free throws.
Yeah.
So I think they was in that stretch where they fouled 5 straight times. They made, I think, 8 out of those 10. The clock stops, and then,
Just when we said the clock's in our favor, keep the clock running, boom, things change. So, it's like you make that statement and observation, and boom, it comes back and hits us in the face.
And the funny thing is, Mitchell really wasn't going as fast as both me and you thought they should be going. Like, you got to hurry up a little bit, and they just kind of – it worked out for them. Overall, Knights, Dan, did have, I think, 3 players in double figures. Who stood out for you offensively?
Coyle ended up with 10, Zach Norton 16, but the Jack Cartwright, he ended up with 19 points. He was 7 for 10, but he was from the three-point line. Let's see, what did he have from the three-point line?
I think he made about 4
He had 4
threes,
from the three-point line, and so did Zach.
I'd say Zach made 4 as well.
So 8. We made 9 3-pointers, so there's 27 points from the three-point line. And we only made 3 free throws all night. So we weren't the line and Ronzik had them final 2. So we're at the free throw line 5 times tonight.
Wow.
5 baskets. So.
And then Caden Hinker, the freshman, what a player he's going to be. He had 21 points, had the big 3-pointer in the final minutes, and he actually had the 2-pointer over Canyon that tied it up for them. He had 21. I believe Carter Jacobson had about 16 as well for Mitchell. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have our Knights player of the game. We might possibly hear from Coach Derek Roby. We'll also have a final scoreboard on the way for the Knights Locker Room Show, brought to you by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic.
Do you have daily pain and discomfort that includes headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness? Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic provides gentle adjusting, x-ray evaluation, rehabilitation, and massage therapy to treat these symptoms. Hagan Chiropractic Clinic is located on 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Back to the Knights Locker Room Show. It's now time for our Player of the Game, brought to you by Pizza Ranch for O'Gorman. We have a lot of candidates tonight, Dan. Who do you think is the Player of the Game?
Let me turn my mic up. There we go. I'm going to give it to the 6'3" junior, number 10, Jack Cartwright. He had 10 points at halftime. He finished the game with 19 points tonight. I think the Pizza Ranch Player of the Game, Mr. Jack Cartwright, 19 points for the O'Gorman Knights. And here we have Coach Roby going to come join us now.
All right, so Jack Cartwright is the player of the game. Microphone is on. Hand it off to Coach Derek Roby. Coach, how's it feel to be back in your old stomping grounds here? Do you have a little nostalgia with all these banners and everything?
Oh, yeah, it's always like this. Classic. Munson has... what does he have, 13 of them hanging up here, some darn things?
It's hard to count.
It is. You need a calculator.
Well, after the nostalgia and everything, we had a ball game that was a pretty entertaining ball game. Obviously, 2 teams that seen each other earlier on the season. Both teams have improved. One thing I noticed right away in the ball game is we talked a lot about in the Brookings game, Coach, where you might have thought your team might have shot too many threes in that ball game. I thought from the start of the ball game we made a concerted effort offensively just to drive to the hoop and get some nice, easy shots right away.
I thought we played okay the first half. They really did a good job of starting the game, and then we had to retaliate, if you will, or try to get the momentum back. And I thought we did a pretty good job of that up until the late second quarter, where they just went on that huge momentum run and
7-0 run to end the first half.
And it was just horrible, and it's disappointing because that's just not us as far as far as team defense. And if there's a disappointing factor of this game, it's the way we defended. I mean, they scored 10 points. If my math is correct, they scored 10 points with the clock stopped late in the game here. You just can't do that. And then, of course, we have 2 terrible turnovers, one stepping out of bounds, getting the ball to Luke here, and then, of course, the timeout, which, Canyon did the right thing. He called the timeout, but it is what it is. In their last play, you have to credit Mitchell. It was there. Luke just made a great play and to recover, but we made some huge mistakes down the stretch. I think you have to credit Mitchell for that. Obviously, again, well coached. I had to kind of laugh throughout the game. They're yelling out their specials that are exactly ours and vice versa, and they run everything we do, and we run what they're doing. So no team's going to surprise each other. It's just that who's going to make the big plays and who's going to step up and make that play. So you know what? It's a tough place to play because you're in the legendary world's only Corn Palace, I guess. I told our guys this, with Mitchell struggling the last couple years, and this isn't a shot towards them, but nobody wants to be that team that gets them up over the hump, if you will. So when the games are really, really close, all of a sudden your guys start, getting really, really tight. Yeah. And that's hard to explain to the average fan of basketball. But, okay, are we going to be that team that – gets them over the hump here because we lose a basketball game, and or can we hold them off? So it's tough. And, you look at some of the teams that, Mitchell, could have beaten. You look at them all. I mean, Lincoln escapes with a 2-point win or 3-point. Yankton, us. You look at the Brookings, the Piers, all those guys. I mean, Mitchell's just kind of snake bit. I mean, I think
they lost to Huron in their season opener here by 1 point, 49-48.
Yeah, and, if they win that game, you never know what the deal is. But it's a type of thing where, like I said, nobody wants to be that team that gets them going again, especially here at home. But compliment the Colonels. They did a great job.
Coach, in that last 4 minutes, Dan, I would say it's kind of like a coach's nightmare. It seemed like everything that you didn't want to happen. You're up 51-41 as Dan wrote down with 4:03 left. We fouled them 5 straight possessions, sent them to the line with a clock stop. We missed 2 front ends of 1-on-1s. Then we had 2 turnovers, and all of a sudden you look and Heeker makes a shot over Canyon. It's tied up, and then Luke came down and then drew the foul with and give him credit making the free throws. But as a coach, how disappointing is it just more just to see your team keep fouling like that when it stops the clock, and then they were making their free throws?
It was the type of thing, like I said earlier, we just didn't play very smart. We escape, and sometimes you get lucky, and that's what happened tonight. But we just didn't play very good down the stretch. We didn't play very smart, and that's part of the game. But they're high school kids, and like I said, we'll move on. We got Lincoln coming up. It'll be a fun atmosphere at our place.
Credit to Hinker for the freshman. I'm impressed with that young man.
He's a great player.
He's going to be a name that we're going to talk about the next 3 years.
Absolutely.
And stuff. So, but
and they're not done this year.
No.
They're going to. Who knows how many more games they can possibly win here and maybe get a shot at getting into the state tournament. Who knows? Because that's a team that again is very well coached.
Okay, the next game. You talked about Lincoln Tuesday night, parents' night, senior night, everything at O'Gorman. I hope the place is packed.
Oh, you and me both.
It better be. But a little bit about Lincoln coming up. What do we need to work on between now and then?
Well, we have to play a lot better than we just did, and I hate to keep dwelling on that, but we just didn't play again our type of game, and we just have to play better. We have to play smarter. We have to handle adversity, all those kind of things. But with that being said, it'll be a fun atmosphere. We're looking forward to it. Like you said, kind of a senior night. We don't necessarily do parents' night anymore. That's kind of something we've gone away from. We'll introduce everybody, have them stand up, but it's basically a senior night type thing where we'll recognize our guys, and they've had a great season and great run. We'd certainly like to see it continue.
One last positive thing about tonight's ball game. We've kind of more on the negative, how the last 4 or 5 minutes went in the ball game. I thought 2 players real quick that really played well from the start to finish was Jack Cartwright. 19 points, was on fire from downtown, really got going early. And then Zach Norton, 16 points. They each made 4 3-pointers. I thought they were consistent for you throughout the ball game.
Absolutely. They both came ready to play, and they both hit some long shots to kind of keep us in control of the game. Like I said, with 4 minutes, we're up 10, and we just didn't get a chance to score the basketball, and that's not on those two, that's for sure.
No, I was going to ask you this way before, but how many games did you play here growing up?
Games?
Yeah,
played here?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
But I mean, this
18 a year.
So this is the house that that Morgan, Munson, Roby,
No.
Miller.
Let's back
I got to match with you, okay?
Let's back
Dan
up.
kept telling me all these names during the broadcast I've never heard of, probably from the 70s and 80s.
I mean, this
well, obviously, it's funny because this does have the legendary.
Yes.
This is where a lot of basketball was played, and I was a part of a lot of those games in the 82, 83 era, but I didn't play a lot. I just sat over there a lot right behind Munson, and he was certainly pretty good to me. But I always kid, there's a number 13 banner over here. You guys can't see it, right around the corner, retired number 13, and that was my number. So I always say to the guys, hey, my number got retired, and of course it's Mike Miller's number, if you read the name. But I did a lot more sitting than playing. I was certainly the 20-point man, where I only went in when we were 20 points up or 20 points down, but it was still a lot of fun to be a part of.
But to mention your name with all them people, I had to give you a hard time, Coach. I'm sorry.
It's like a which one doesn't belong type of thing. That old Captain Kangaroo or whatever that was, that show, which name doesn't belong, Sesame Street or whatever that was.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations on a win, and we look forward to seeing your boys in action against Lincoln Tuesday night.
Okay, thank you much.
That was O'Gorman boys basketball coach Derek Rowe. We want to thank him for his time as always. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, we're going to get a quick scoreboard update. We're going to close the game out, and we're going to tell you who's coming up next for O'Gorman boys and girls. Don't go anywhere.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls has something for everyone. They offer a buffet featuring pizza and chicken. Pizza Ranch has daily specials as well as 5 party rooms and a dining area. You can also order online and they'll bring the experience to you. Pizza Ranch is located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Do you have daily pain and discomfort that includes headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness? Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic provides gentle adjusting, x-ray evaluation, rehabilitation, and massage therapy to treat these symptoms. Hagan Chiropractic Clinic is located on 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
All right, Dan Johnson, it's now time for the scoreboard show brought to you by Jamison Rounds. And we don't have many games going on tonight. I do got a few finals I'll read off. Girls basketball tonight, Pierre Lady Governors fall to the Mitchell Colonels 67-45. Pierre on the season now is 2-13. The other girls game and boys game, Dan, tonight, the Brookings and Huron boys and girls games have both been postponed. If you give me a second here, I'll give you the makeup dates here.
14th. I think it's Thursday night.
So they're rescheduled for Saturday. The girls' game's rescheduled for tomorrow.
No,
wait, Thursday. Excuse me. Today's Tuesday. Thursday the 14th, and then the boys' game's rescheduled for Saturday the 23rd. So due to the weather, Brookings and Huron boys and girls' games have both been canceled or postponed for tonight. Mitchell girls big win over Pierre. We'll see the Mitchell girls Saturday. And the other AA boys games, Harrisburg and Brandon Valley. I'm seeing if I can find a score for that one. That was in Brandon Valley tonight. That was a game that, let's see, and we have no score to report on that one. I'll check my Jerry P. We'll see if Jerry P. was at that ball game.
The weather coming over, it was blown across the interstate pretty good all the way till we got to about Alexandria, and then it quit. And roads were dry.
Okay, here we go, Dan. Do you want to let people know how that Brandon Harrisburg game went?
Okay, the final is at Brandon Valley 76, Harrisburg 50. So
that was in AA boys tonight. So a big win for Brandon Valley boys, ranked 3rd in state, now moved to 12-4. They're right behind O'Gorman, and we want to thank our sponsor tonight for the O'Gorman scoreboard update. It's Jamison Rounds with managing partner of Value Visor, and we also have a locker room show sponsor.
Locker Room Show is brought to you by Hagan Chiropractic Clinic in Sioux Falls for headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness. Call Dr. Mark at 361-OUCH. Good hands and bad backs.
All right, that's providing actually you'll see Dr. Mark tomorrow.
And our player of the game was brought to you by Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls. Pizza Ranch, a daily specials and fun zone for your kids to play. Pizza Ranch can be contacted by calling 271-8646. And our Pizza Ranch player of the game was Mr. Jack Cartwright.
All right. tonight.
They'll be closed.
Unfortunately. So coming up next, Dan alluded to with Coach Roby in the post-game interview, O'Gorman boys are now off for a week. Their next game is next Tuesday night in Sioux Falls at O'Gorman High School. It'll be senior night as number 1 Sioux Falls Lincoln right now, who's 14-1 right now, will host number 2 Sioux Falls O'Gorman. That's a 7 o'clock tip-off, about 6:40 pregame show. Final home regular season game for O'Gorman, a rematch from their matchup back in December, which Lincoln won by 4, 52-48. I can't wait for that, Dan.
I'm looking forward to it. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. I hope the O'Gorman is packed. It better be. If not, folks, if you want to come out in the crowd, listen, watch to us on YouTube and RPR, and we'll give you the best we can of what we see at the ball game. And the last 3 have been barn burners, and I'm going to call them cardiac plays, cardiac games, to get your heart pumping every last 4 minutes of the last 3 games.
And get there early, folks. You might be Keeter time likes to start early anyway. Get there early. There'll be probably not many seats available by about 6:40 that night.
We could be playing by 6:40.
We could as well. That's true. And finally, we'll have a game before that game on Tuesday. The O'Gorman girls are in action on Saturday, February 16th at O'Gorman. It's a 3 o'clock varsity tip-off. Even though the state website says 7, it's a 3 o'clock tip-off varsity. Dan and I will be going on the air around 2:40 for that ball game. Mitchell's girls are 10-6 on the season. O'Gorman girls are 16-2. It will be senior night for the O'Gorman girls, their last regular season home game. They only have 2 games left, the Mitchell game, and then they'll play next Thursday at Washington. So they're winding down the season for Coach Colger's O'Gorman girls. We'll look forward to seeing them back in action. We haven't seen the O'Gorman girls since last Tuesday against Roosevelt because we weren't up in Brookings last Saturday in a game. They won with a big fourth quarter in that one. So O'Gorman girls against Mitchell at O'Gorman on Saturday night. Dan Johnson, final thoughts.
They can't be doing this to me every week. This is 3 games in a row. They're really taking this down. I mean, I'm looking. Of course, the Lincoln game. I would expect this in the Lincoln game.
Right.
I would expect this in the Lincoln game. But they got to protect the ball and and
play a little smarter, don't they? Down the stretch.
Smart. Like Roby said, 10 straight points. Not straight point, but 10 points, no time on the clock in the fourth out of the 19 were from the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, they got a few days of working on it till next Tuesday. They got a whole week of practice and rest up, and hopefully Cole Bruin's back in then.
Yeah.
And things. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, they're going to be fine. They're going to be just fine.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for all you did tonight. I want to thank the listeners and viewers tonight on YouTube and also on the radio station. So for Dan Johnson, I'm Brett Byler, O'Gorman Knight boys with a win over Mitchell tonight. We will be back on the air on Saturday. We'll see you Saturday night. Have a great night, everyone.
God bless.
On Real Presence Radio, this has been O'Gorman Knights Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Hagen Chiropractic Clinic, Mini Critters, Barnett Vision Clinic, Crossroads, the Barnes DeMoor Group Financial Advisors at Morgan Stanley, Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, Jeff Alvey with Fair Tax Inc., John Fritsch with the Financial Benefits Company, Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agent Heath Dickelman, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, First Premier Bank Card, Sioux Equipment Company, Ide Bailey, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, Big Rig Barbecue, and Jameson Rounds Managing Partner of Value Visor.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special presentation of Real Presence Radio Network. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming.